Hello, I'm Bob Hodges. I'm Vice President, Williams General Contracting. Well, our challenge all along for the last couple of years has been, as we grow, we were having difficulty really getting our arms around the whole process of management systems, keeping up with people, the people needs, and it was almost overwhelming. We've been on a growth pattern for the last couple of years, and we got to the point where we really were struggling with the whole idea of making strategic decisions that we felt like were prudent and needed to bring this to move us forward in the volume of business we're doing. We made the decision to bring Cogent on, and I'm glad we did it. As Joseph and Robert came in and explained the program, we felt like there was a definite connection. We felt like that there were some things that we discussed that we felt like would help us with the areas that we felt like we had some deficiency in. A lot more came to surface about HR and policies. Of course, Vince came in, and from day one we hit it off and felt like we were making some great strides. And by the end of the day, we really got to the point where Vince brought in a third-party HR group to help us with some of the issues that were identified during those initial meetings. The project plan is really what kept us right on track with the different systems we talked about, the needs we identified, and I think we learned as a company that process, as we go forward, is something we need to do on a daily and a weekly basis ourselves. I think it got everyone on our team on board with the idea that things were changing, new systems were coming in, and that it was for the good of all of us to get on board. Trying to identify cash for growth was the challenge for us from a cash flow standpoint. And I think that all the systems that Vince has worked with us on helped us kind of get a handle on how to strategically move things forward. We wanted to have the ability to bring folks in and really identify what their responsibilities were. What did we expect out of these folks? And Vince helped us put together the job descriptions that we feel very comfortable as we're going through the final interviewing process. We can actually sit a document down in front of folks and say, this is what your responsibilities will be, and this is what we expect out of you day to day. I think that the tools that have been left by the project manager are certainly user-friendly, I'll say. I've read through the documentation and feel very comfortable with those tools. And the interesting part of this whole process has been, from day one, the employees were interviewed and they were asked, what do you folks need? What do you feel like, where do you think deficiencies are? And many of the things that they asked for, of course, have been delivered. And I think for that very reason, the employees feel like they've been a big part of this change. We're all headed to the right direction. We're all running jobs the same now. And the encouraging thing about all of this is that project managers have indicated that they really appreciate this tool, this understanding. We felt like we knew our company and knew our employees, but we realized that we had some areas that we needed to improve on. And those were the areas we focused on with Cogent, and not only bringing tools forward with the employees, but also creating an expectation that we all have the common goals ahead of us to meet certain objectives. And I think what Cogent's done for us is help us look at our net profit looking forward in a forward-looking way. And it certainly helps us as a company feel like we're running our business versus our business running us. We feel like we've got a handle on our business today, much better than we did prior to Cogent coming in. The key now is to keeping these systems in place and managing the process. And I know that falls on us, and it's our responsibility to do that. Vince did a great job delivering tools, and now it's up for us to keep it going. I see other challenges coming our way as we grow, and I know that we've got a team member in Cogent that can work with us and help us through some of these times. I think we, as a group, agreed to an improvement of about $250,000 a year. And I think that that's not pie in the sky. I think that that's an achievable number. And with our continued growth, I see that even going further north. Cogent lives up to all the expectations that they put forward. And I would recommend Cogent to anyone.